It had been 38 days since I knocked on the limo's window. I was more than a month clean, living by the beach in San Diego when I got fired. Money was missing from the till at work, and I was an easy target. Who knows, maybe I'd put in a couple of receipts wrong. I went out that night meaning to down a couple of beers and blow off some steam, maybe find someone to go home with. Instead, I found myself 7 or 8 drinks in, walking the streets at midnight looking to score. As I took a corner, I saw the limo coming the opposite direction. It pulled up beside me and the window rolled down. The skeletal old man peered out at me. My whole body tensed, total fight or flight mode. His eyes felt like 2 guns pointed straight at me. "Here to play?" he asked, and I thought of the nearly 8K I still had stashed back in my place. "Fuck off," I told him, trying not to let my voice shake, and he chuckled. "You follow me here or something?" I added, trying to sound brave. "Go back to Philly." "Oh, I get around," he said. Right behind him, his hulking companion peered out, staring right through me. "Go find another mark," I told him. "When you're ready then," the old man said. Then he opened the door and a body fell out. A woman, maybe 45, except it was hard to tell from all the scratch marks on her face. She was missing an arm, but she wasn't bleeding. She'd already been fully drained. The old man motioned to his driver to keep going, and the limo disappeared into the distance. I took one last look at the woman and then got the fuck out of there. A few blocks later, I found a guy selling. I'd gone in meaning to spend $50 max, but I ended up emptying my full wallet, 3 bills worth. By the end of the month, I'd nearly gone through my whole bankroll. I spent my days on the couch watching House Hunters. I imagined a life where I had 3 good options, and my biggest problem was a nice girl who wrinkled her nose at my choice of countertops. My roommate Ellie totally bought every lie I told. She brought me back big bowls of soup from her job at P.F. Chang's and asked if I needed to see a doctor. She made me take my phone when I took my walks at night and texted me every once in a while to make sure I was all good. Sometimes on those nights, when it got late enough, I'd call my East Coast friends who were just waking up. My mom offered to fly out, my sister too. I told them I was doing great, that I'd gotten promoted and even lost some weight. I told them I was learning to surf and they should see my tan. Maybe they believed me. Maybe they just wanted to. They never did come to visit. When the money ran out, I lasted as long as I could before I started looking for the limo again. Totally tapped out, I didn't even have the cash for a 6er at 7-Eleven. I made it maybe 18 hours before I felt like my skeleton was going to jump out of my skin. I found the limo by the beach. It was parked and the old man had the window down. He watched the Black Sea. "There you are," he said. "I trust you remember the rules." I nodded. I was shaking now, a little withdrawal, a little from anticipation. I knew I'd fucked up. I had everything I needed to get out, and instead, I pissed it all away. And in my deepest heart, I knew I deserved to draw a king, even an ace. The man took the deck of cards from his pocket and handed it over. My hands, palsied from the withdrawal, were shaking bad enough that I had to kneel on the beach to shuffle against the sand. "What a mess. What a mess," said the old man as I handed him back the deck, a little worse for wear. "Please, go ahead and draw." I closed my eyes and reached forward, taking the top card. Then I turned it over, fully expecting to see a king. Instead, I saw the Joker. I looked up at the old man, my eyes searching for some kind of answer. "I thought you took those out or something," I said. He shrugged and smiled. "Not always," he said. "You said you knew the rules." I thought I did. We both looked down at the card. For a moment, everything was silent except for the sound of the crashing waves. "What happens now?" I asked. "You hand me your phone and get in the car," he said, "and then we wait to see who texts you first." I sat in the car in silence for a few minutes. All the while, the old man quietly shuffled his deck, occasionally glancing at my phone. His hulking companion stared off into the distance, as if looking past the faint stars hovering above the sea. I thought about all of the stories I heard about guys who drew aces. I wondered if he was the one who carried them out, or was there some worse stranger hiding back at their house, salivating at the thought of a fresh junkie to work on. At this juncture, I like to play a guessing game, said the old man. Who will it be? Your last several messages are from women. Mom, Ellie, Bethany, random club girl. I guess you never got her name. But no worries. If she's the one who texts, we have ways of tracking her down. Let me draw again, I begged. Fuck, I'll take a king or an ace shot. But the old man shook his head. This is much more fun, I'm afraid. And I'm as much a slave to the cards as you are. No, the rules are the rules. Whoever texts you first must pull a card of their own and live with the consequences. This is your doing, of course. The deck and I are only instruments of your will. Bullshit, I said. This is on you. He laughed and the phone beeped. Ellie, he shouted. I was hoping it would be her. He motioned to his driver as he started to text Ellie back. Ellie, could really use your help. I'll be outside in a minute, riding in a limo with some friends. Kind of random, but would you mind just talking to my friend for a minute? It would help me out of a rough spot. Thanks, you're the best. The car pulled off the beach and headed towards home. Please, I said. Please don't do this. Hush, said the old man. It'll all be over soon. Don't worry so much. Ellie was waiting when we reached the curb in front of our apartment. She was in her pajamas and an oversized sweatshirt, crossing her arms in the cold sea breeze. Hey, she said, smiling wide when the old man rolled the window down. I definitely can't wait to hear the story behind this one. In a minute, said the old man. First, I'll need you to do your friend a little favor. You see, we're playing a game, and he selected you to draw a card. You may shuffle if you wish. Don't I get to know the rules? She asked. Sorry, said the old man, but no. You see, he's the one playing the game. She took the cards in hand. Why are they so sandy? She asked. Never mind that, said the old man. Just choose. Don't, I started, but the Hulk poked the gun into my ribs. I knew that things would only be worse for both me and Ellie if I said another word. Ellie cut the deck a few times, then plucked a card from the top. Dun dun dun, she sang as she held it out. I imagined her dropping dead, a bullet straight to the center of her forehead, the only way her blood would flow down the gutter and out into the ocean. I held my breath. The old man was right. Everything that was about to happen was all on me. Then Ellie turned the card over to reveal a 5 of spades. Very good, said the old man, not even disappointed. He reached into his coat and took out an envelope full of hundreds. Then he counted out 5 right into Ellie's hand. Are you freaking serious? She asked, smiling wide. This is my kind of game. Perhaps we'll play again sometime, said the old man, opening the door. I stumbled out of the car. Then the old man shut the door and gave a little wave goodbye. Until next time. For a minute, Ellie just kind of stared at me and then down at the money in her hand. So, that's where you go at night? She asked. To see him? And other friends, I said. People you don't want to meet. Well, I thought it was fun, she said, smirking, completely oblivious to the fate she narrowly dodged. I was still coasting off residual adrenaline, but the figure was starting to dissipate, replaced by that old hunger. Look, I said, itching my arm. That money, at least half of it belongs to me. No way, she said. He gave it to me. That was the game, right? I'm serious, I said. You might not understand this, but I need it. Like right now, I'm not joking. For a second, she thought about it. Then take me with you, she said. Let me be part of it. These nighttime adventures of yours. No, but even as I said it, I knew I wasn't strong enough to keep saying it. Then I'm going back inside with the cash. She turned away and I could tell she was serious. Please, I said, don't make me do this. She took a step toward home.
"Your loss," she said. "We could have a pretty awesome night."
"Fine," I shouted, and I realized the game wasn't over yet. We were still playing, and it was rigged. No matter what card she would have drawn, the end result was always going to be the same. Then I took her hand, and she followed me into the night.